Hi guys, welcome back. If you can see on my canvas, I have a white base coat down and one of these little cups. I got these from Amazon. I'll put the link in the description below. It looks similar to the tulip cups that Fiona has been using. I'm going to try a cut bottom pour, but I'm not going to do it the same way. I think I'm going to layer a cup and then I'm going to layer them in like a flip cup style cup first and then pour that over the center. I think these are 3-ounce cups. They're paper so that I can make a spout and pour out of them. Give me just a second because I have that polka dot container has a bunch of my pre-mixed bottles of paint in there. I'm not sure what colors I want to use yet. I'm just going to see what catches my eye while I do this. And I'm going to try to get that in the camera too. Try to see where I can layer my cup so that you can see it. Maybe right there. Actually I did. I'm going to put some white in first. My base coat is a little bit thick still. I just mixed up some new white. 2 parts Floetrol, 1 part white paint, and I am reusing this bottle. I had to add some, I put some white down. Shoot, that was my light. Put some white down and then had to add some more water and put some more down. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do this where you can, try to do this where you can see. And I think next I'm going to add some gold. There's a blob in the end of my bottle, but it didn't get into the paint. I do have a paper towel. I'm sorry, I'm not super prepared for this. I'm just trying to quickly get this in so that I can try to go to bed early tonight, which is unusual for me. And then I have, let's see, Then I'm going to add some of this lemon yellow that I mixed with the pearlescence from Jerry's Artorama. And I have some cadmium yellow Deep Hue. I can't remember if I have any iridescent white mixed in with that or not. I think maybe I do. I don't have it labeled, so I can't remember. I'm sorry. And I think I'll add a couple of greens. I will add some emerald. No, I want the greens in last. Sorry. So maybe I will go with some burgundy. Sorry, I'm not doing this the best way for you to see. I'm trying. I'm not used to doing this standing up and moving around. And then I will add some bright rose red. Whoops. And then I will add some more gold. Metallic gold. And then I'm going to go with some blues. I'm going to do Prussian blue. And, sorry, I keep bumping into the table and everything else. And next I have some ultramarine blue that I mixed with iridescent white. Have a hard time getting these things open. one's really pretty. And then I have some cobalt blue. And then I have this self-mixed turquoise, which was ultramarine blue, 2 parts ultramarine blue, 1 part iridescent white, and then I did 2 parts of that with 1 part of the emerald green, which next I'm going to go with emerald green. And then I have this phthalo green. And then I'll add some gold on top of that, and then a little bit of white. Sorry, you probably really haven't been able to see anything I've been doing because I'm not used to doing it this way. And I'll put just a tad bit of this white. Sorry, I'm blocking everything. Tad bit of white right there. And I'll close this up and I'll move all these bottles. Okay, now I'm not sure, I need to get back up to the canvas. Not sure how any of this is going to turn out. I'm going to try to just take this cup and pour it over that little cup bottom and see what happens. And once I finish pouring it over, I would like to spin. I'm hoping that I get kind of a flower look, and then I'm going to spin it to try to stretch it out. Whoa, it's just pouring very fast and very heavy. Probably shouldn't. I didn't even do a spout. Let's give it stop and give it a rest for a minute. So my first initial reaction is that this cup is working similarly because it does look like it's forming the little flower. I was just pouring too much, came out too fast. I'll try to pour a little bit slower. Sorry. Let me go over here so that you're not watching my arm. Hold on. I'll pour from this side so that you're not watching my arm pour the paint. I mean, so you can watch the paint instead of my arm. Whoops, now we're dripping down the side of the cup. I usually use plastic cups, and this paper cup is just, there's just too much weight in here for this paper cup to work the way that I'm used to. So I'm gonna have to go back to a plastic cup. And just, I'm pouring too much at one time. I try to wait and give it some time to run off before I pour more on there. And I might have just gotten paint in my hair. But if you know me in person, you know that that may not look much different than my hair looks sometimes anyway. I do like to color my hair different colors. Well, I like for my stylist to color my hair different colors. Ooh, now we're getting some red on the one side. If I had a steady hand and I wasn't pouring way too much, I'm gonna have to turn it. I think because of the way the table's unlevel, I kept trying to get my painting level to begin with and I couldn't, so I gave up. I just got a drip on that, which wasn't on the top. Now that my cup is getting lower, I'm able to pour it a little bit better, a little bit slower. I typically like flip cup paintings as my favorite way to paint, but I also like to try out different things. And so every time I watch different things on different channels, I try to think of a way that I can make it my own while using the inspiration from the others. So I thought instead of using this cup the way Fiona does and making a flower and doing a reverse dip, which she is excellent at, I wondered what it would look like to do flip cup style over the top of this cup. So far I'm liking it. I'm going to need some practice with it, and I'm going to try a cup that's easier to pour from and control my pour next time. I'm dripping off the side into my petals at the bottom because there's so much paint and it was so heavy it was running over. Yep, I'm still causing drips down there. I wish I wasn't causing those drips. But I'm just gonna let the paint run off. And once I get all of the paint out of my cup, I'm going to take my cup off and do a spin and see what happens. And see what I'm left with in the center. I'm afraid I won't like the center after this is done. I think maybe that's why Fiona does the reverse dip on this. And I'm not wanting to do that. But if my center looks really bad after I take this off and spin, I may try a reverse dip and see what happens. Turn it a little bit more. We're still paint heavy over here versus over here because of the table. And my hand, where I pour too much at once and too much goes one way versus another. Right now I'm just letting it run off. I pour a little bit, I let it run off, I pour a little bit more. I can see a spot right here where I had a drip. I'm not a fan of that. Generally it doesn't bother me, but right now being in between kind of what looks like some flower petals, it kind of bothers me a little bit. I tried to use a skewer to measure the center of my canvas this time, but I'm still not sure how centered I got it. How centered I got my cup. Whoa, a whole bunch just poured out at once. I'm sorry. Let's see how that runs over. I think I need to turn... Oh well. This magazine has paint all over it from the cup. And I was trying not to drip my arm in it. But my arms and my hands will wash. I may have too much paint. I don't know. I'm just testing it out and seeing what I can get. Too much paint coming at once. We're getting to the bottom. Okay. I normally save my leftover cups. I don't know if I can save this paper one or not. I will see whenever I'm finished and I clean up in here. One of these days I need to do another pour with all of my saved leftover cups. Yes, my arm is completely covered. I wonder if I give this a little bit of a spin now while the cup is still there. I wonder what will happen. I don't know that I want to do that. I want to turn this over so I stop putting my arm in that paint. There's paint on that side too, so I'll use another one. But I'm going to wait just a minute and let more of that paint run off. Alright, I know not all that paint will run off. I'm going to blow on it just a little bit. I will probably cut this part out so my head's not in there. Okay, I tried to blow more of the paint down the sides of the cup just to get some more of that white from the bottom of the cup down. And I do want to say that a couple of my paints had silicone in them. I don't remember which ones. Not all of them did, but some of them did. So here in just a second, I will lift the cup up and do a spin and see what happens. Go ahead and lift the cup, put it over here. The center doesn't look bad either. I was afraid the center would look strange, but I kind of like it too. So I'm going to, now my intention with this all along has been to spin. There's way too much paint to do a reverse dip, I'd say. There's way too much paint. There's a lot of paint on there, which is fine, because I will dip cards or dip something in the leftover paint too. I wanted to make sure I had enough that I would cover all the sides when it's stretched out. I think that looks really cool. Some of my corners aren't covered yet, which is fine. I can use paint drips to cover them up, but I'm going to spin it a little. I'm going to spin it some more times too, because there's so much, I know it will spread out. And you hear me running into the bench every single time I back up and ripping another paper towel off. Wiping my hands. Just spinning and waiting to see what happens. That center has stretched out and it looks very neat. Those petals have stretched out. Wow, this one over here has stretched out so that it's mostly that white that was left in the center. Okay, now I've done 2 spins. It does look kind of muddy, maybe from too much yellow, but I'm going to torch because I do see some bubbles. I'd say that burgundy and Prussian blue are going to make it very dark. I do see that my greens and my white, which ended up in the center because that was what I poured last in the cup and first out of the cup, that's what has taken over the middle of the painting. So if I do this again in the future, I know that the colors that I want in the center are what I need to put in my cup last. I'll do another spin. I'm going to do it this way instead. I think that's the opposite way. And I'm going to do one more big spin. Torch one more time. Okay. I think it looks kind of cool. The green looks kind of neat because what was in the center took over my painting whenever I did the spins. It's kind of dark around the edges for me. I'm not sure that I like it, but hold on a second. Trying to dab that. Let me spin it again and see if I can cover that part up. Okay, as I was saying, I'm not sure that I like it. It's kind of dark for my taste, and I don't mind green, and I like the colors of green that I chose, but I don't really like how what was in the center is what took over my painting. Like what went under the cup, and now I think I understand why Fiona dips her cup bottom pours. I still don't like that one side. I may have to touch that up after I take it off of there. So I will get some parchment paper and take this and put it on the table in the other room to sit to dry, and then I will do a close-up for you and tag it to the end of this video. I'm not sure that I like it very well. Maybe it's the colors together, maybe it's because it's kind of dark, maybe it's because that green took over the center of the painting, but I got the canvas all covered this way. I tried a bunch of colors that I don't normally use all those colors together, so trying to think of a way to say this. My experiment worked. It looks kind of cool, like the petals look kind of cool the way the colors are layered. I just don't like it very well. So I'll see what it's like when it dries. I may like it better then. May like it better when it's varnished. It's just a little bit dark for my taste, but I will try the cup bottom pour again, and I'll try something else to see how maybe I can like it better. Thanks as always for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos, and have a blessed day. Bye! Okay, I'm back for a close-up of this painting, and it's a little bit dark. It's gotten a little bit dark as it has sat. It's because that burgundy and that Prussian blue were dark colors. I didn't like exactly how it turned out, but whenever I look at it up close, you can see kind of the pearlescent shimmer in there, and I think I might have used gold in this one. I like those colors together. I like that there's a few cells. That's not what I was going for, but I kind of like it anyway. I like how the colors play well together. So overall, it's not bad. I'll zoom out again. I'm not super crazy over the green and the white in the center, but that's just because that's what pulled to the center as I was pouring, and then it stretched out whenever I spun it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this, but it's okay. It's not Sorry, I keep getting notifications for my dead battery. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. So, I can't wait to see what it looks like completely dry and varnished, and then maybe I'll know what I want to do with it. I may just sell this one, I'm not sure. If you're interested, let me know, and I can give you a price. Thanks for watching. Bye. I will try my close-up of this one again because my battery was dying. I'll do just a quick run through. I love the shimmer and all of those colors together. I'm not fond of the green center, but other than that, it's okay. It looks kind of neat the way that it spread out anyway. It made its own flower, I think. So that's kind of neat. Thanks for watching. Bye.